So last week, Charles III was diagnosed with cancer, and from the statement, it's a little bit unknown what the details are of this, but there's been statements, people have been coming out in support and solidarity and just various things, right? Now, the question a lot of people are asking is what's really going on behind the scenes? 22, so that means with the coronation and just this time, only about a year and a half has passed. If you remember, we had during the coronation a strange sight that a lot of people were talking about, which was the Grim Reaper or somebody going past the back of that door. And so you can see it there, and it begs the question of various other things. So let's take a quick video on somebody who's summarizing certain news points. Now, this is just one person out of many that are summarizing some of these things and just asking questions. Jay Manny.
To those who still think nothing is happening,
let me talk to you.
Why did Trump make a strange reference to the king? And 2 days later, King Charles is diagnosed with cancer.
Buckingham Palace has just announced that King Charles has been diagnosed with cancer.
Could this be at all related to the Grim Reaper showing up at King Charles's coronation last year? Why did Putin start removing his watch exactly at 17 seconds during his interview with Tucker?
They've only got 17 seconds.
And what could possibly be in the folder that Putin gave to Tucker?
I'm sitting here with the folder, kind of old-fashioned, I haven't opened it yet, of documents that Putin gave me.
Could it be at all related to whatever was inside that soccer ball? Do you get it yet? In case you don't, maybe this picture of Trump might help. Coincidence or CIC? Hey, if you know, you know.
All right, and that picture very quickly is of the Space Force, right? And so I've talked about Commander-in-Chief and all that. And very quickly, the reference that he mentioned about Trump, this comes from Pepe Lives Matter, just putting it together. Basically, a post that Trump put up with Elvis, colloquially known as the King, and then afterwards, 2 days later, King Charles diagnosed with cancer. And so a lot of these things, again, if you look at the post, there's a post here from Q40 to 81, it looks like, saying, how about a nice game of chess? Objective, checkmate king. Do you attack the king at the beginning of the game? Do you attack and remove pawns first? Do you attack and remove bishops, rooks, and knights next? Do you attack and remove queen mid to end? Is the game being played public or private? Do emotions affect critical thinking? Important. King control pieces. All right. Eliminate rogue elements. Add, how do you set the stage? Public opinions, optic, at this time. So again, I'm here not to go too crazy into conspiracy, but one thing is for sure, we see this in the Bible quite often, which is that oftentimes God, he will shorten your reign if you are not being a good steward of your calling. And we know from many kings, Zimri, Pekahiah, Jehoahaz, and again, I'm butchering names, Zechariah, Eman, Jehoash, Ahijah, Amizah, and just there's many other references. But oftentimes, when you are obedient to the calling God has given you, then you will see that you can be blessed. And this is, of course, during the Old Testament times, and some slight verses here about the king establishes the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. Like a roaring lion and a charging bear is a wicked ruler over poor people. For rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you from being king, and so on and so forth. And so I'm saying all of this because if God really wanted to, he could have allowed King Charles, any other ruler, to have a significant time of being able to rule. And I'm not saying that this is true or not true. Again, this is what was publicly being shown. They could be saving face, right? In the example of David and Absalom's death, there was a time where Joab, the commander, wanted to delay telling David of Absalom's death when they were in battle. So I think he sent like a Cushite messenger, and the messenger eventually just told them. But the point here is that even if one person, David, he was visibly, he could be visibly upset by this. So much so that the commander wanted to delay giving the news. And so how much more would the whole world take certain news, especially if you're corrupt or if you're not good or whatever is going on behind the scenes? How much more would you want to control the narrative and say, hey, he's had cancer before. Maybe it's just being announced now. Maybe he's already gone, a lot of people say. Maybe he's already dead and they're just trying to delay it until they can get the story right and the right timing takes place. So whatever that is, whatever the optics are, be very careful, as I've said before, of how you believe what they're telling you. Because if it's that easy for David and Joab and Absalom and all of that just to allow the news to be delayed or skewed, how much more would they want to control some narrative of what's going on? So I'm saying this because I know the title of this video sounds morbid, like I'm just wishing that. Nobody's wishing death in destruction like that in any way. God is the only one who can judge, and he's the one that you will have to answer to. But the question here, or the concern a lot of people have is this true? What's really going on? And one thing is certain, something's happening behind the scenes, but is he already dead or is he going to die? Are they trying to control how the optics of what he appears to, like his legacy, how he wants to go down in history? Are they trying to save face in that aspect? So whatever is going to happen, if he's going to go, they haven't announced it yet, but they will announce it. So this is what I mean in this title, that he will die. Everybody will die. But this person, if he really has cancer and he doesn't get better, and this is by God's will, then this is what's happening. And you can point it back to how you were a good steward or not of your kingship during a certain season of life. So his reign was very short. And if you compare it to other people in the Bible, it's one of the shortest, right? So again, more is to come. Just be very careful how you take in news, but there's something going on. There's something going on. Wake up, because God, he's allowing exposure to happen. It's up to you to digest it, to research it, to pray about it, and say, what should I believe? Because all of this media control, this manipulation, the narrative setting, and all that is being brought forth. And it's up to us to dig deep, to research, to disseminate, and to accept the truth if that truth comes out. So we're saying this because it's a good time. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good time for what's about to happen in this time period. Not only from the destruction of the cabal, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, all whoever has this grip, iron grip over people, whether blackmail, whether through other nefarious things, but this is all being brought down. So I love you guys. Please support me. I'm trying to reach my goal. I'm asking people to donate, if you can, to my gift package and care package business. The link is below. The GoFundMe is nowhere near its completion, or the GiveSendGo if you want to donate there as well. So please consider supporting me. It's going to be a great future ahead. I love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.